Hey friends, I'm back with another video, and this one's just another kind of retro, step back in time kind of moment. Let's say you're on a progression server where POK just opened up. Let's say you're playing a newbie or newbie-ish character that's like level 20 or lower, and you don't have something for your face slot yet, especially if you're like a caster or something. Well, there's these mysterious guys just hanging out, staring at this little pool. I don't know if it's water. I guess it's water because my mount's feet go in it. So we can chat with them. And, he says blah, 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 something about pool. So, and he says something about blah, 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 magic. Yeah, I don't like to read all this stuff because I've done this before. Stuff he wants me to do. So Tarard. That's such a weird name. Tarard is the one who told us about the pools. He wants us to kill some sort of lizards for him. But we have neither the time or energy for such adventures. Lazy bastards. Perhaps you can get some information about the pools from him. So that's where it starts, talking to this dude. So I think he's the guy over here by the other pool. Yeah, see, Tarard. Garhar. Jesus, the names, man. And says nor the time or the patience to chat right now, but let's see what happens if we give him some Sarnak blood. That's right, Sarnak blood. So you could kill Sarnaks in either over there's like the lower level side, closer to where the POK book is, or you can kill them in Lake of Ill-Omen. I think that's it, right? Just anywhere that has Sarnaks that drop the blood, right? Give it to him. Oh, look. We completed something. So what did we get? What did we get here? We got a letter. We got a letter note from Tarard. Tarard. Exactly what I was looking for. All the information I've gathered from these pools has come from Mirist, Theron. I will give you the book I used as reference. Give him this note so he knows I sent you. Now, where is this guy? It's actually Vicar Theron. So we have to go find him. He's in the library, and it's one floor down from the entry level, I guess. They said the first basement. So, but it's up on a freaking hill, so I wouldn't really call it the basement. But that's all right. We'll just do what they say. And it's where all the other vicars are. It's Theron, Vicar Theron. Okay. So it's the Dark Elf Vicar that sells cleric spells between 26 and 50. So we hail him, and he says some stuff. But we'll give him the note, right? We'll give him the note and see what happens. There we go. So what happens is, basically, he says that he's got the wrong book, and someone else has the book. And the book he gives you is goblins and their religions. So you have to go find another guy, and you have to give him this book in order to get the correct book. So this is where the quest gets a little bit dangerous and tricky, because you're going to a dungeon that's incredibly nasty, and it's not my favorite place to go. I believe it's the Temple of Droga. It's Droga or Nurga, one of those two. It's both in the same zone anyway. They're kind of connected, it's kind of like Soul A and Soul B, and they both suck, especially if you're level 18 or 19 or 20, just anything under like level 40 or 50, and you're kind of in trouble. So we're going to be heading to, I guess the over there is the quickest way to get there. And again, you know, of course, you can only do this if POK is open. And so I'm on a TLP where it's open because I'm just screwing around. And just because I don't like some TLPs doesn't mean that all TLPs are going to suck. And it also doesn't mean that I'm going to stop making content to help new people. Because that's what I do. I like to help. And this has, you know, been a quest that I've done a few times over the years. And, you know, it's not too hard. Have I ever died from it? I don't remember ever dying. But invisibility is a big part of this. So if you are a class that can't cast invisibility on yourself, you're going to need some potions, or you're going to need to bring a friend who can invis you. But I think this quest is mostly useful for casters because it's got stats for casters, you know. I believe it has a focus effect of some sort too. I really don't remember all the stats on this thing. I just remember that the end result is a mask. It's like a golden jewel or diamond something mask. And the stats are half decent, especially if you're just up to POK. And if you're low level and you don't have many other options of getting stuff for your face slot, then this works, you know? And again, it's not that hard. It could all be done in a pretty short video. So I'm right now just running through the over there with invis up, because there's a lot of things here that would attack and kill me. See, we're not far from Frontier Mountains, and that's where we're headed. And you see here, yeah, like the stone gaze cockatrice is level 37. This thorny guy is 33. Another one that's 33. So yeah, I would get messed up. And tigers, which they attack. And we got Sarnak over here. Higher level Sarnak, 36. And I'm starting to appear, so that's going to suck. Luckily, I have a mount. So I would definitely suggest that if you don't have a mount, you don't have access to mounts yet, you have at least Spirit of the Wolf, which I also have. It was cast on me by a low-level druid. But it's better than nothing, because you're going to need Spirit of the Wolf once you enter the dungeon, even if you have a mount, right? So now that it's safe enough, I'm going to stop. I'm going to recast invisibility, because I really didn't want to do it like that close to that many mobs. Alright, we're in Frontier Mountain Zone. And alright, it's Droga for sure, confirming. Droga is the zone, because I remember this more by locations on maps and stuff than I do names. So, yeah, because I mean, I've done it like a dozen times at least over the years, but because it's been so long since I've done it, I'm forgetful. It's, you know, it's that old age setting in. I got rigor mortis to the brain. You have a brain? Well, yeah, sometimes, you know. Not saying it works all that well. I'm not saying it's big and does lots of good thinking, but, you know. So here's where Invis is also handy, because all these guys are pretty high level. At least compared to me, like 29, you know. He'd be able to give me, what, 4? So we go in here in the dungeon. Make sure Invis stays up. You want to watch that little window that has that message that says you are starting to appear. It might give you a second or two to be able to recast before you get killed. And there's a good possibility I appear in the middle of a bunch of goblins here and get my ass handed to me. I think just to be safe, I'm going to refresh and viz right here. Oh! And I'm getting smacked. I almost died. I didn't realize there was something standing right behind me. So important safety tip is to check behind you. Make sure there's nothing standing right there if you're going to recast and viz like I did, like a dummy. I feel really stupid. Oh my god, I'm going to be bouncing back and forth. I didn't get to cast and viz. I'm probably going to get killed by the goblin on the other side. This is hilarious. This might end up becoming a longer video. I don't know if I'll include this or not because it is embarrassing. I'm just going to keep going back and forth between the two zones until the aggro goes away or something. I don't know. But I've got very little health. Oh, geez, he's standing right there. After some technical difficulties. Or maybe getting killed. I'm back in Frontier Mountains. And yeah, that was a mistake. So my advice is don't refresh and viz right when you zone in. And maybe don't refresh it at all unless you do it right here outside. But I'm going to hope and pray that it just stays and not worry about it. So let's go in there. Because yeah, there's always one right there by the zone in. There's my corpse. I don't think I'm going to worry about the XP. Wow, it's funny. It says 3%. So am I technically like still sort of alive? Can I bandage my corpse? Wouldn't that be funny? You bandage your corpse and you get your XP back. Anyway, so yeah, it still says 3%. So I'm not gonna refresh and viz unless I think it's about to fade. And you see of course my mount is gone. So we go in here, we take a right, we drop down, it's like a little drop. And there's goblins everywhere here. It's really nasty, really dangerous. There's a good chance I will get killed again. This is why I say get Spirit of the Wolf if you can, because once your mount is gone indoors, you know, it's always gone indoors. You want to just follow this right wall, by the way. Follow the right, hug the right wall, and follow it all the way through. Gonna check the map here a little bit and have that open. So I know what I'm looking for. It's over there that we have to go. So yes, staying to the right. Except you don't want to go up in that little room. You just want to pass that. So still hugging the right wall. Hugging the right wall. And here's where we just go straight. Or maybe not. Okay, I see it. I see it. So it's up here. Fake wall. Yeah, that's where we want to go. And we're almost there, guys. Almost there. All this heart-pounding horror will be done soon. Because, yeah, this guy's level 58 right here. Luckily, they don't see through Invis. And here it is. This is a false wall right here. We go right into it and see there's Jaren Manry. All right. He's in here. And here's where I think we got to just give him this book. I'm not even going to uninvis. I mean, invis drops when you try to give him the book. So give him the book as soon as you can. And that way, if you do get aggro and get killed, you'll at least have the book. So we get this book, and it's a crap book. It just has bind sight, 5 charges. We don't want to use it up or anything. Here's where all we do is gate. We just leave. And he's like, oh, thank you. I assume this means that Theron sent you. I ran off with the incorrect book without thinking to check. Would you be kind enough to return this to him? So yes, that is the book that we need. And I believe we bring this book to the guy at the pool. So the quest is almost done. At least that is the worst part of it. That is the one part where you can for sure die. The rest is all super easy. So let's have the bag here open with the book. Actually, let me put it over here because I know that to the right, that's where I am. So here's our guy, I'm not having a stroke. I'm just trying to pronounce this stupid name. And let's see what happens if we give him the book. Okay, so it's not him that gets the book. I think it's actually the vicar. Or maybe it's one of these dudes. I think it might be one of them that we give the book to. I'm just glad they don't keep the book. Yes! So, sorry, correction. It's, Tratlin Jower whatever the hell his name is, and then you get the mask. Alright, and wow, the stats on this are crappier than I remember. But considering I was just wearing raw silk with a 3 AC and no stats at all, it's still a big upgrade for me. And the focus effect is Spell Haste 2, which is good up to level 44. And it increases or decreases the cast time spells by 15%, so that's nice. 3 AC, 10 hit points, 10 mana, 3 save versus magic, 3 stamina, 3 intelligence, 3 wisdom. It's worn by, or can be worn by anybody. Any, caster, fighter, warrior, whatever fighter. Thinking of Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, they're called fighters. Sorry, I get my games mixed up sometimes, guys. So my intelligence goes from 159 to 162. Hooray! And I think this is my first half-decent magic item. Well, aside from I did get an enchanter to quest Stein and Magok. And I don't think these rings really count. They fall off of that mummy in, what is it, North Row? And I guess, well, my armor has stats on it because I quested the newbie armors. Robe of Collective Initiate. So if you have a gnome, a caster on a server that has Plane of Power active, you can also quest those armors just by doing an Alakazam search for Collective Initiate. And yeah, that'll come up how to do those. It's just killing a bunch of low-level newbie mobs and putting them together in a assembly kit or whatever, and you get pieces of armor that have a little bit of stats on them. Nothing special. I'd say the one really nice thing that the gnomes get are these bracers. Because you can do 2 of them. They'll only give you 1 bracer pattern at a time because the bracer pattern is lore, but the bracer itself is not lore. So you get the 1 pattern, you make 1 bracer, And then you go back and you get a second pattern and make a second bracer. And it's got 5 intelligence on each, so that's an extra 10 intelligence. And I did similar quest for a high elf enchanter, and it sucks. For some reason, the high elf armor, almost none of the pieces give you intelligence, so it's a real ripoff. But with the gnome, there's a few pieces I think that give intelligence, if I remember. Maybe not. Is it the boots? Okay, the boots. The boots give 6 intelligence, and there's 5 on each bracer. So that's pretty cool. As you see, I don't have any jewelry yet with stats on it. And these rings were just from like Hotep or whatever the heck his name is, that spawns in the desert. And the rest of my armor is like raw silk. So yeah, this is a quest you could do if you find yourself on a server that doesn't have anything except for planes of power enabled. If you're low level and you can't really kill something like one of those ogre shamans to get like a sheer bone mask or something, which I believe that might have better intelligence on it. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've owned a sheer bone mask, guys. So I hope this helps you, and if not, hopefully at least it was entertaining, because I got myself killed a couple times. Well, just once. But once is enough, you know? You've been watching Fezzelwig's Forum. If you would like to support the channel, just click the join button right below this video. Through YouTube memberships, you can become a forum member. Membership gives you access to custom badges and emojis unique to the channel. You'll also have access to member-only content. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day and a wonderful tomorrow.